Hey everyone, welcome back to Ancestral Healing. Thank you for joining me today. We are going to be talking about the questions to ask your farmer to ensure that you're getting the best quality beef. More and more people are choosing to purchase their beef directly from a local farmer that raises their cattle on grass. We want to know where our food is coming from and how it's raised. Sourcing quality food was an overwhelming task at first for me. I wasn't raised on a farm. I don't fully know the terminology and much less what questions to ask my farmer. There is also a lot of confusion in the market about what exactly the term grass-fed means. A local butcher, for example, can sell beef, and tell you that it's grass-fed. The cattle can be raised on pasture, but what you don't know is that that cattle might have received supplemental grains, which are genetically modified. Hopefully, with this list of questions that we've put together, you can get closer to sourcing the best quality beef possible. Before we get into it, I want to let you guys know that this video is sponsored by Element. They are an amazing electrolyte supplement company that I've been enjoying. I only take supplements when I'm sick, like OysterMax. You guys may have heard me say this in my other videos. But I've been dabbling into Element for the last couple of weeks, as I've been a lot more active, a lot of hiking, a lot of biking. My parents are visiting, so I'm taking them out, and I've been sweating a lot. It's basically a super clean electrolyte drink mix that you pour into your water to replenish your electrolytes. That's what the packaging looks like. They have different flavors. I personally like the raw, unflavored ones. Like I said, they have a whole bunch of like fruity flavors. This one contains 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. No sugar, no carbs, no BS ingredients, no colorings. And you know me, I'm all about the natural stuff. So this is as natural as it gets. The raw unflavored one is my go-to. I gave my dad all of the flavored ones and he loves them. After a day of biking or hiking in extreme heat, I'm sweating a lot. And when you sweat, you lose the primary electrolyte, sodium. So instead of going around about my day after doing physical activity and feeling kind of depleted and tired, I found that when I add a little bit of Element to my water, like one of these pouches I added to my water, I get a little pep in my step. It kind of energizes me and I can enjoy the rest of my day instead of feeling fatigued. So I'm going to show you guys exactly how simple it is. You just put one of these little packets. It's got a little opening here. I got a glass of water, my cute little glass of water, and you just kind of dump it in there and drink up. Honestly, barely tastes like anything. And just like that, it's that easy. One of my goals for this year is to focus a lot on strengthening my core, working out in nature, doing functional movement. And I think that pairing that up with Element is going to work very well because I'm going to experience less muscle fatigue, maybe faster recovery. So it all goes hand in hand. Right now, Element is offering my listeners a free sample pack with any order. That's 8 of these single serving packets, free with any Element order. This way you can try all 8 flavors, see which one you like best. You can share them with a friend. You can get yours at drinkelement.com/ancestralhealing. This deal is only available through my link. You must go to drinklmnt.com/ancestralhealing. Okay, so let's get into the video. First of all, you may not want to know the answers to all of these questions. It can be a bit daunting. It is very, not impossible, but difficult to find a local farmer that has 100% best practices when it comes to farming. But it's still good to ask questions. It's good because at the end of the day, then you can make informed decisions. You can make the best decision based on your budget, based on where you are. You know, we don't have to be perfect about the way that we source our foods, but I think that we should know the most information that we can. Okay, so question number 1. Are your animals raised on pasture? Are your pastures fertilized? With what? Do you use herbicides or pesticides on your pasture? Are the animals fed corn? Corn is actually considered a grass. And farmers may feed cattle corn and say that the cattle is grass-fed, which is accurate if the corn is cut in the pre-grain stage. So there's all of these things going on behind the scenes that you and I, regular people who are not farmers, don't know. You can also ask if they are fed corn, if the corn is genetically modified, and how they grow the corn. Some other questions to ask: are the animals fed grain? What type of grain? Is it GMO? Is it grown without the use of herbicides, pesticides, and other chemicals? The other day I was on Instagram and my farm dropped a post on Instagram, and I saw that in the comments someone said, "Do you use Roundup?" And they replied, "Not in the last 5 years." And I was like, oof. See, I don't even ask my farmer all the questions. I've asked as many as I've gotten the opportunity to, but I'm thankful that someone else asked the question. So now I know that my farmer doesn't use Roundup. Very important to me. Another question that's super important is regarding the welfare of the animals. Are your animals ever confined? Under what circumstances and for how long? Ruminant animals should have constant access to pasture during the growing season. Another one is, are you certified organic? Are you certified by American Grass-Fed or by what organization? Certification, though, is not always necessary and does not always mean that best practices are followed. Organic certification does not mean that an animal is 100% grass-fed. It could just mean that any grain that that animal is fed is organically grown and that the pastures are organically maintained. And then another question that I'm going to end this with that I think is also important is, do you use antibiotics or hormones? When an animal is sick, it is reasonable to treat it with antibiotics. Although many farmers treat their cattle with herbs the natural way, which is also a fantastic option. But using antibiotics and hormones routinely is not okay, and many farmers do this. So this video hopefully can get you thinking. There's so many more questions that you can ask, and you can kind of dive into each question and get really into the specifics. But I think these are some important ones to begin with, to kind of narrow down which farmer you want to support. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video today. Sending you best wishes for this week. Thank you guys so much for your support, and I will catch you on Friday.